Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Atlantis. At the end of last episode, we ran into a spot of bother where our nuclear power station had failed. That's the polite word, because these output belts had jammed with bad uranium, which meant that nothing was going through to make fuel cells, and because of that we ran out of power. I scraped the belts and threw fuel cells in here. We have a bit of time until they run out. We need to do something constructive in that bit of time. Right, how am I doing for coverage? So I am going to request some centrifuges. I have some of those. All right, don't think we need all of these, to be honest, but we'll think about that in a minute. So I think for now I'm going to tear up a couple of these. All right, and I'm going to put down that because it gives me more coverage to walk around. All right, so what do we want to do? First of all, the most important thing I think is that we need to get Covarex working. So let's put one of these down and just have a look. Nuclear fuel reprocessing gives us back some bad uranium. Covarex. That's what we want. Okay, so that takes good uranium and bad uranium and produces one good uranium and a tiny bit of bad uranium. Right, we have a big buffer here. And I want to carry on making fuel cells. That's the issue. So how do I decide whether or not we need to make fuel cells? Well, all right. Short answer is I happen to know by watching this run that it creates fuel cells faster than fuel cells are consumed. Let's put one of those back. There we go. All right. So I think what we can do is split the incoming good uranium. So one goes into the fuel machine and one goes into Covarex. The question then becomes, how do I get the belts through? Okay, if I make a bit of space there, this is pretty hideous. What I want to do is take a belt through this gap. There. Right. That gives us one more square. There we go. Okay, that would do. So, we now have a belt which is going to be full of bad uranium, and a belt which is going to be very rarely containing good uranium. So I can put this machine here. This is Covarex. Okay. Something like that. So what this will do is pull in good uranium, try and Covarex it, output good uranium and a bit of bad, pull it back in. Then we can carry this on. To here. What I want, I don't want this belt to fill up with bad uranium, but that shouldn't be a problem because there's a stack inserter here, so that's going to tend to pull quicker than this can pull. So I want to filter this for good uranium only. All right, and then send that around again. I think that's what I want. All right. And let's put those in there. And this is going to be pretty much working at the speed that we can feed it. Okay. All these are still working, but some of these are down to small numbers. Okay, this one has 20 in, which I could distribute around the others. But right now, what I want to see is a good uranium pop out. I'm only putting one Covarex machine in because, frankly, and I'm going to put speed modules in it. Frankly, at the moment, our worry is creating fuel cells. Right, we are not running all of these machines because we're not getting enough out. What are the options for that? Alright, let's put this down so we maintain coverage. There we go. And that's all my speed modules gone. We need a new a new mine for these things, I think, is part of the story. Okay, where can we put this? All right. Thank you. Where else could I put this? There? Yeah. All right, so that gives me a bit more coverage. What are the other options? All right, so are we now keeping all of these going? I'm not requesting speed modules. Let's fix that. Okay, so I'm trusting to fate here a little bit that we are going to get enough good uranium. And what are the options? So there's a 22 million uranium patch here. Do we have any others? 4K. Well, I think we'll wait till we have logistics bots to mine out that cornucopia. Another small patch there. Okay. And a patch of 54 million here. But it needs liberating. A little bit there. 22 million. So I think that's our best bet because it's on an uncontested island. So first job, I think, is to grow our coverage down to there. All right. So we'll try and do that by extending out around it so that we can have good good train coverage, I think is what I'm aiming for. Plenty of coal and things here. All right, let's have a look. So this is our purple build. Currently no purple to pick up. However, all of these are now running. Ah, this is backed up. Okay, because it's missing some belt. Okay. So this should be that. All right. Are there any other things like that? How much did that have in it? 212. Oh well. Right. On the way 50. Let's have a look at the big map. Do we have... Yes, there's building happening. That's the cloud of bots heading down here. There's a 32 million uranium here. That's on a contested island. Okay. I think what I'd like to do is get logistics unlocked and mine out all the little pockets of stuff before I lay down new big mines. The other thing that I would like to do is look at how we can shift from trains dedicated to particular pickup sites to having the trains in their own supply stations. Okay, so little patches again, which don't really warrant a dedicated train, if you see what I mean. I would really like to have a small number of trains. Let's head down here. Have we had... Yeah, so we've got 2 good uranium there. So we've had a couple of fuel cells made. Oh, there's a couple of fuel cells heading down there now. Yeah. Good. So I can now speed up the remaining machines. What I want to see is uranium ore reaching all the way to the end here, because then I can put down a couple more machines for refining. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get there. Alright, let's turn that off. I don't need 50 refineries. The other thing we can do is, I think we can improve the design of this a little bit. So let's head over there and see what we can do. So at the moment there's a linear flow. It comes in, flows left and right around the reactors. Alright, so I think what I would like to do is turn this into a loop. No! Alright. How do I even get out here? Right, what I'm going to do is see where my last autosave was. Save game 38 dead. Load game, autosave. Okay, let's go back to there. So where was I? I don't need 50 of these. I was requesting speed modules. Okay, this had a couple of bits of uranium in, which means we are making some fuel cells. And I wanted to fix the belts around here. Right, so let's head over, try again. Alright, so take this out, stand out of the way. Alright, so I want the fuel cells on the inside. And the easiest way to do that is with an inserter. Okay, then this is the same arrangement, in, out, in, out. Let's head on down here, across here, in, out, in, out. Then, if we pick this up, I'm full. Let's get rid of that and that for now. Right, so let's pick these things up. Okay, so then if we put down a splitter here, which filtered out the empty cells. So the empty cells are then removed. Can't get rid of that. That seems like a... Okay, then... Seriously, we need to get this bug fixed. Right, let's load game again. Autosave 3. Or were we on to autosave 1? No, definitely autosave 3. Cancel that. Trash this. That can go in there. That can go in there. Right, all of this can come out. Good. Then belt that way. I'll get quick at this by the time I've done it 50 times wrong. Okay. Put to there. Okay, let's go around. Reversing all this. Standing well back. Okay. Pull that up. Standing way, way back, we're going to filter out the empties. They're going to go that way. Okay. Then I have some fuel cells, which we can leave there. They are now going to cycle around. Yeah, so there's a bug where some of these platforms cannot be pulled up. You can blow them away, you can't pick them up. Right, have we managed it this time? And I can't get back around that way. Okay. We'll have to walk back through the middle, and I'll have to remember not to mine anything so that I don't die. Alright. So where are we up to here? Still only have one. I think this is all we can do for now. Right, what was the other things I'd done? Oh, I was putting down blueprints here so that we would be able to access that big uranium patch. Yep. I want to make it wide enough. And then, of course, eventually that will force an expansion of the entire diamond out. Okay. Did I request speed modules? Did I hell? Because I died again. Alright. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to let this run for a while. So this, what's the recipe here? It only needs 5. Okay, so it's got all the bad uranium it needs. So I'm just going to have to let this run. Ah, we are now backed up. Good. So I can put down 2 more of these. Let's put that all the way up there. We're going to grab here. There we are. Have I miscounted? Yes, I have. Let's take all that away then. Okay, so they're in units of 3. Okay, that can go. There we go. And I don't think there's much more I can do right now. I'm just waiting for those speed modules to reach me. I'm waiting for this building to get down there. We have this, which we need to replicate 5 times. This needs doubling. This needs designing with smelting. We need the sulfuric acid production for this. Then we need all the stations set up. And this is our final build. So this is all ready to be assembled into an actual build. And I think the best thing I can do is decide how they're going to be arranged. So obviously this will go in the middle. So this needs to go off to one side. And it's sort of 6 and 2 3s, whether these are above and this is below, or which way around. I think I'm going to have this. Could do these left and right and have that below. All right. So if this went in the middle, this was left, this was right. So we will start basically just putting in the build orders to move these builds around. I want it round that way, I think. And we're just putting them in the squares where they're going to go. All right, let's cut that. And we will have 2 of these builds. And they're going to touch in the middle. So 1, 2. That's it. And then this requires 5. They're not that big. 1. See, 4 is easy. 2. 3. 4. And then we don't actually have room for the 5th. So maybe instead we should do 1, 2. This is the... Let's pick that up again. Right. Blue science comes from above. Okay. This is the engines build. Let's take this down below. Okay, we've got 2 of these builds. 1, 2. Three. This was part of the engine build, which we moved down to here. Okay. Four, 5. I think that's the best I can come up with. And has anything been built around here? Yeah, it's starting to be built. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to leave the episode here. Basically, I need to get this whole thing working, which means delivering in uranium. Yeah, delivering in uranium ore to this site, which means another train station, and all the general tomfoolery that goes with that. So, I will leave you there. Thanks for watching. We may have recovered our power situation. We will find out. Until then, bye-bye.